not too fashionably late this morning. I did wake up late. See if anybody will wait for some people to realize that I'm here. Mojo's being awkward this morning. Man, I look tired, you guys. See if I can get the live pulled up here so I can see what you're saying. You gotta love, like, when you start a live stream and all your things that you had set up previously to make it a smooth live stream just shuts down on you and switches. That's great. This is the first live stream in over a month, I think. It's been a month since we've been here. Over a month, I think, since we've done a live stream. Maybe a couple months. Sure, somebody will let me know here in a minute. Mojo's being awkward. You can't climb in there, dude. It's got this glass over there. I know. It looks like you can climb in there, but you can't. I got Mojo this morning. He's been up front, outside of his hide, just like all the time. He never sits in his hide anymore. He's always sitting out watching me, seeing what I'm doing. That's what it seems like anyways. We've been working on trying not to make him so head shy. He's still got a little work that needs done, but he's a good boy. And he's been very curious about everything that's going on outside his enclosure lately. So he's probably been out free roaming more than anybody. I'm always getting him out. So I got a new snake to introduce this morning. We're gonna wait for some more people to show up here. I need to reposition you, buddy. There we go. So Mojo, in case you don't know, you're unfamiliar, is I got him from Will Banks, Captive Bred Reptiles. Very, very popular, very popular company to buy snakes and other reptiles from, but he's a ball python, obviously. Mojave Fire Clown is his morphs. That's the G's he has here. Mojave Fire Clown. And just look at him. See how the fire pushes that white right up onto his belly, and the clown gives him these nice alien heads. And the Mojave, of course, you know, that's why he's got that tan color. But I got Mojo as a baby, as a little bitty baby. I think he was probably 3 months old when I got him. And I was just looking at pictures of him the other day, and he was like, I guess you can't tell on camera, he was this long. He was just a little spaghetti noodle. Now, and he always tried to bite me, but now he's like super healthy, fat sneak, and he's grown quite a bit. We've got him socialized really well. So, good morning, Candy. Nice to see you. I'm glad to see you're here. Locked and loaded 24-23. Good morning. Glad to see you here. Welcome. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. I'm not exactly set up like my background here. I'm not sure this is going to be the background for the lives or anything. You know, I've used it in the episodes before, but I don't know if this is going to be the background. So for those of you that don't know, we've been in a process of waiting for a house to be done for us, and some things happened that didn't really work out, so then we ended up having to kind of make last minute decisions, and we found this nice farmhouse here. So we're getting all moved in. We just started moving in a couple weeks ago, and my enclosures aren't exactly set up yet, but when they are, we're going to walk through, and I'm going to show you how I insulate them all, and how I keep the moisture right, and setting up the bioactives and all that. And yeah, um, we're just glad to be back. We're just glad to have a space that we can do this live again, and we can talk about something that we all love: snakes, reptiles, mainly snakes. So let's see here. We got a bunch of comments. Let's go look at that. I don't have an admin or a moderator. Nice pet worm, man. Where's the head at? Right there. There's his head. This is Mojo. I named him Mojo because I honestly bought him for his genes. He's a Mojave Fire Clown, and I really wanted those 3 genes in my collection, and I plan on breeding him, so I named him Mojo. That, and it's kind of like Mojave, kind of works with his genealogy, and he is almost ready to breed. As you can see, he's a nice thick snake. He's almost there. I think he's about 760 grams right now. Let's get your head back around here. People want to see you. You're a star. Look. He's a little camera shy. He's not like some of the other ones. So, yep, this is Mojo. I fast eat him 1, 2, 3. Oops, there it is. What makes snakes not attack you? Snakes won't generally attack you. There's only 2 reasons why a snake strikes, right? And that's food and in defense. So if you're not messing with the snake, you're not disturbing it too much. If you're dealing with a wild snake, it's not it'll flee, right? It wants to get away from you. You see Mojo trying to climb off of me. Like, this is what they do. So snakes aren't aggressive like that. Like, they're not gonna hunt you down. They're not gonna chase you. Just so we can get that out there. A lot of misconceptions about snakes, but that's kind of why we do this live stream. That's why I have my channel, because snakes are actually really interesting pets, because one, they're really easy to take care of, right? They don't cost much to feed, unless you've got a collection like mine. They don't cost much to feed. They don't poop on your furniture if you don't let them.
Love you. Have a good day.
They
don't poop on your furniture.
They don't poop on your furniture. Sorry, Melody's here this morning, getting ready to head out. So, probably.
Love you.
So as I was saying, they don't poop on your furniture. They're really easy to care for. Literally, you only have to mess with them probably once or twice a week, if that. If things are done right. But me, once you get to know them, the thing about snakes are, they're not social, and they don't want you to mess with them. And this is one of the things that makes it really cool owning a snake, is once you get it to a point where it trusts you, and that's something special that I really enjoy. So to get an animal who doesn't like to feel your skin, right? Who doesn't trust anything but itself, to trust you to climb out onto its hand, and for it to climb around on you and not really be too scared, or it trusts you. You're building this relationship, and that is an accomplishment I think anybody can be proud of. And then the benefit you get from it, is, people who don't own snakes don't get these opportunities, and this is just something cool about it. Anyways, let's go back to here. How many animals do you have? I have a lot of animals. I have 17 snakes, 4 bearded dragons, red-footed tortoise. We got a couple cats and a dog, 2 tarantula. We love animals, especially exotics. So yeah, we've got quite a bit. Aren't you the one who has the wolf and cat? Nope, I don't have a wolf or a cat. It's not me. Fair point, Candy. She said, they don't attack. I'm not sure. I know what the point you're trying to make. Basically, they don't attack. they think you're a giant predator, you know, they're going to try to get away from you. They might coil up on you, but once they realize that you're not there to harm them, the the bond is great. And this guy, I actually have another snake. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. See, cute name, man. Thank you, Chief Underachiever. I love that name, dude. That's awesome. Let's see here. Have a great day, brother. You too, Scott. Thanks for joining us this morning. I haven't even told you guys what I'm drinking yet. Likes you because you're warm. Well, that's part of it, but I mean, it's fairly warm in my house. And, you know, that may be true to a point if they're cold. But, like, I do free handling. I do choice-based handling. So what that means is I give them the opportunity to climb out on me. You know what I mean? So I don't force them out normally. Today, like, if I have to show a certain snake, like I'm going to get one out here in a little bit that I just got, nobody's ever seen before. But I'll have to pull him out of his hide. But mainly, they're already warm inside their enclosure. So it's not a matter of, oh, he's warmer. You know, it's a perfect temperature. I keep them perfect inside their enclosure. So it's not a matter of comfortability for them to want to climb out onto you. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Sometimes when they're cold and I've had them out free roaming, they'll want to come curl up on my lap or around my neck or something. Let's see. Okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way about snakes. Dogs. Dogs are my favorite animal. I'll give you that one. Let's see. Nickel Burkle, yes, this is a python. It's a ball python. Elric says, I saw so many snakes hiking and camping throughout the Midwest, the Southwest. Yeah, man. I haven't been out there herping yet, but I'd really like to. I like to go out there and find and catch some reptiles out in the Southwest. That'd be really cool. The last out-of-state herping trip I went on was with Bob Bledsoe, Green Room Pythons, and Dave Kaufman of Dave Kaufman. Does everything on YouTube, eats the world, Dave Kaufman's adventures, and we went to Minnesota and caught a bunch of water snakes, and I got an eastern milk snake, so it was pretty cool. But that was the last time I went herping to see what kind of snakes. Now I go herping in the season down here in the spring, the summer. I go herping probably every weekend. I have some nature reserves that I go and check out. I, try not to disturb too much. I just like to film the snakes, catch them and check them out. So yeah. Sorry, Graham. Welcome back to the world, nerd. Oh, so good to see your face here this morning, or see your name. I wish I could see your face. I miss you. Thanks for welcoming me back. It's been a little bit rough. Even this morning, man, like if you can see, I'm like super tired. You can probably see these bags under my eyes. I woke up late and I knew I couldn't let you guys down, so I hurried up, got everything around and got over here and started my live stream. So we just got to get back to it, We just got to get back to it. So, let's see, I saw so many snakes hiking and camping throughout the Southwest, going back to the world. Tons of copperheads, water moccasins, king snakes, eastern diamondbacks. Oh. So I've been looking for, everybody who's been watching this channel for a while knows that in the season when it's warm out in spring and summer here in Michigan, I've been trying to find the eastern rattlesnake. And I've been going out every weekend to places where I know they're at, and I'm trying to find them, and they're just so hard to find here. I mean, they're elusive, it's like hunting morels. So, but hopefully when this new season comes in, I'll be able to go out and find one and get it filmed and let you guys check it out, because they're low in numbers, and it's a rattlesnake. A lot of people don't even know they exist out here, that we even have a rattlesnake. Most people think that we have water moccasins, which we don't. But our water snakes are the poisonous snakes, and they're not. We have regular old water snakes here. They're not poisonous. So the only one we have here that is poisonous is the eastern rattlesnake. So All right. That's our, we got down here. Awesome. So, in the midst of everything that's been going on in my absence, um, we ended up with a new snake. Now, I'm not going to tell you a story because I'm working on a whole episode with a story, but you know, I guess we could say he's a rescue. Come here, dude. Wait. You're ready, aren't you? But I'm going to show them to you guys because actually I already have a snake that has the exact same genes as this one. And breeding them wouldn't do me any good, but this new guy, and he is something else. He's really sweet. He's a really nice snake. He's really handleable. Um, and he's very, very curious. He spends most of his time outside of his hide, stretched out on the stick that I have for him. And he just sits there and watches. And when we go to hold him, you know, he doesn't seem very shy. And we've had him for a little while now. I put him through a quarantine to make sure that he was safe to be with the rest of the collection. And he's turned out to be a great snake, man. Great snake. All right, so let me hit these comments real quick, and then we'll talk about what I'm drinking this morning, and then I'll go get the snake. So it's clear that reptiles combine their poop and pee in one dropping, whereas mammals poop and pee separately. Yes and no. So snakes in particular, they have what's called urate, which is mainly where they put the calcium from the bones of the rats that they eat, and they urinate that out, which is mostly liquid, but it has these white clay-like clumps that dry into these hard clumps. Now, when a snake poops, when it has a bowel movement, let's say that poop is fun. When a snake poops, it looks like cat poop, mainly. You know, they do poop and pee separately, but I think they probably do it at the same time as well. So it doesn't come out as one, which is what I think you're trying to say. It's actually two separate movements. So can I hold a neighbor snake? Yes, I can. Oh, Elric. That's a cool name. I kind of wonder where that came from. You'll have to tell me in the future. Thanks for the subscribe, man. By the way, if you're here this morning and you like stuff like this, we usually have a lot of fun here. I didn't really write down our itinerary, but go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you're watching, hit the like button because that only helps our channel. Okay, so pass with the foremost. This is how I know that birds and reptiles are related. Yes, birds are reptiles. They're tiny dinosaurs. Can it shed? Can it shed? You can't. It says, can I shed? You can't shed. Well, unless you get a sunburn and you're of Caucasian descent, then you could probably shed. But that's not like a snake. But I'm assuming you're talking about snakes. Yes, they all shed. Every one of them shed. Mary Jane, which is a very, very popular ambassador on our channel. She's a 3-year-old spider morph, full grown female. She's, I don't know, probably 5.5 foot long at this point. Excuse me. And she weighs about 2,200, 2,300 grams. So she's a 5-pound snake. But she's in shed right now. As a matter of fact, I pulled her hide up the other day because she hadn't been out and seen she was in blue. So this is dang bro. Isaiah Dotery says, dang bro, how you not scared? Snakes are really passive, mainly. Well, some breeds of snakes are very passive. Especially those ball pythons are known to be one of the most passive snakes there are. You can literally go up in the wild and pick them up. I mean, you might get bit, but they don't hurt. Yeah, they're really passive, man. They're not very scary at all. It's not like the movies and everybody tells you they are, man. It's not like that at all. They're like puppies that don't want to hang out with you. You know? See Mojo? He's climbing on me with no problem. He's not trying to bite me. I put my hand right here on his face. He's fine. It's great. but he's used to me, you know. We talk a lot on this channel about neurological pathways with snakes and how we socialize them and what they're actually programmed to do and how we can change that, change their behavior so that they learn new things. You know, a snake is born thinking that everything in the world wants to kill it because, I mean, it's got no arms and legs. How's it going to defend itself, right? It is to either run or strike, and usually it'll choose run first. But they're wonderful, you know. Once you create a relationship with them, they're just wonderful. There's a lot of people that watch this channel that'll tell you the same thing. If you have a lot of experience with them, you begin to understand how they think. You begin to understand what their body movements mean. You know, like Mojo here. He's like, yeah, it's cool. I'm climbing on you, but I really want to get down there so I can go find a hide to go hide in. That's what he wants because he's a big boy. All right, let's go back to these. People learn to be scared of them, or you really don't need to be. Yeah, in the same way people learn to be scared of them, you can learn to not be scared of them too. You know, you drop these biases and you know, you watch these movies like Anaconda and, you know, Discovery Channel, things like that, man. Like when you watch anything to do with animals on there, they're usually trying to hype you up and make it seem more dangerous than what it is. And that's just trying to get you to watch. It's the same thing as clickbait, you know? But they're not. I mean, in reality, they're not. Look at the face. Look at his face. He is so sweet. He's one of the sweetest guys I got. Let's see. My new boa is about 6 foot. She's the biggest sweetheart from the moment I got her home. Yes. And that's it too, man. That's it. They're sweethearts, you know. I mean, green tree python, some species are a little more aggressive than others, but I mean, even then, you can teach them. They can learn. I mean, they're organisms. They're smart. We share DNA with them, so just like any other animal. All right, so okay, what am I drinking this morning, guys? Let's talk about that. So, thanks to TikTok, and I'm just gonna give TikTok the ups on this because I'm not really on TikTok like that. We do have videos, we do have a channel. So if you're on TikTok, go subscribe. But on TikTok lately, they've been talking about this coffee, and I've seen it everywhere. And so I thought I'd try it. And I tried it. And I got to tell you, for the past 6 weeks, that's what I've been drinking every morning before I go to work. I don't know what it is about this coffee, but it is wonderful. And it's Cafe Bustelo. I don't have my pour over stuff. You know, usually I do a pour over for this, for live stream, but I'm not sure where it's at. So we're just gonna have to do the Keurig thing today. Cafe Bustelo, man. So if you want to be awake, this is the one. This is the one to go with. I drink this every morning before I go to work, and I'm a pretty happy guy at work. You know, I'm awake when I get there, and it tastes really great. And I'm not sure what they do different that makes it so effective, but it is, man. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to say anything that with negative connotation, but you know, if you want to get awake and not do anything illegal and not pay $10 at Starbucks, that's the go. Cafe Bustelo. They're not paying me to do this, so okay, we'll be done with that portion until they decide to give me a sponsorship or something, right? So I'm gonna take a drink here. I'm gonna go put Mojo back in his enclosure, and I'm gonna go get a snake. If you guys just give me a minute, I'm gonna go get another snake. We're gonna talk about their genes, and I'm gonna introduce you to this new one. Okay, give me just 1 second. Probably take me 30 seconds. Mojo, get you back in your enclosure. There you go. I'm on in there, buddy. Son, there you go. All right. All right, so I got him locked in pretty good. Just 1 second. Check this out. Come here, buddy. Good morning. Come here, buddy. Oh. Hey. All right. This is Osiris. He is a bumblebee ball python, and he's got a great background story, and I can't wait for you guys to get to know him a little better. You've met Dewey, and Dewey is a bumblebee ball python as well. Dewey is a female, and this is a male. Cyrus is a male. I call him Cyrus for short, but his name is Osiris. See, look at the head stamp on this guy. These bumblebee, their head stamps are really cool, really intricate. But I mean, look at this guy. He has got the most beautiful green eyes. Look at him. Such a beautiful animal. And he's just so chill. Look at him just chill on my hand like that. He's so awesome. And he's been a wonderful addition to all our snakes. Who worked with him before did a great job. An awesome job with this snake. They told me he's 3 years old. I don't know that he's 3 years old. He's about 3 foot long. He's about the same size as some of my, yearlings. So I'm going to have to get a shed test to figure out his exact age and confirm his sex. But I believe that he is male. That's what I was told. But Osiris is a great eater. I got him a top hide, upside down hide. So he loves to go up in there and hang out and watch things, and then he stretches out on a stick and he watches things. He's a good boy, and he's very curious, and he's very where are you going? Very active, and he's a great eater. You can't ask for much more out of a snake than that, right? He's a great snake. I love having him here, and he's been doing great since he's been added into his new bioactive enclosure, and I hope to have him around for a long time. So that's something I want to talk about. So real quick here, are we done with saying hi to Osiris and introducing him? This one is the only one I have that hasn't pooped on me yet, so stay tuned. Something I thought we should talk about because it is close to the holidays, and most people on this channel probably already know this and probably already have these standards for themselves. Is, it's the holidays. And people want to go out and get new pets for the holidays. And I'm going to say this for the sake of saying it. Snakes, ball pythons in particular, are a 20 to 30 year commitment. So, if you're thinking about getting your kids a new snake, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, your spouse, just be aware of that, Be aware that you're not, once you have one of these, they're basically defenseless, and recently, you hear the stories all the time, is people leaving their snakes in apartments when they move out because they can't take them to their new place. Snakes just get left in garbage cans. He's got his shoes stuck. Here, buddy. There you go. That better? There you go. Just because people buy them, and then they don't realize the care that needs to go into them, and the same thing, they still carry those same biases that they had before, where the same snake biases. They think that oh, it doesn't matter, it's a snake, it's just this, you know, little thing, but it's a life, man. And if you're not prepared to take care of it and do the research to learn how to properly take care of it, strongly suggest not to get one. Because I end up with them all the time. People get them and they can't take care of them. They have to move. There are various reasons. If you rent and you buy a snake, you make sure that your snake, just like your dog, can go everywhere you go. You know, this snake depends on you. It doesn't know how to live in the wild necessarily. They often die in the wild. People let them go. They end up in parks. They get spotted. We just have them on Facebook. And locally in the fall, where there was one crawling around the park because somebody just dumped it off there. And that's not okay, man. You know, we want to help animals. We take over their territories all the time, so the least we can do is be good ambassadors for them, right? So if you're not willing to feed it a live rat or a frozen thawed rat, if you're not willing to do this once a week, if you're not willing to do the research to learn how to take care of these guys, how they act, the fact that they don't like being in water, just, you know, skip it for now. If you really want a snake, take your time, do the research, get your proper enclosures. Just please do the best you can to keep a hold of that snake. Remember, it is a 20 to 30 year commitment for your snake lifespan. So keep that in mind when you're out shopping. And if you've already done it, man, it's not too late. You can rehome the snake to somebody who really wants a snake. If you think you've made a mistake, just don't dump it in the wild. Just, you know, it's simple to get on Facebook and these sites and say, hey, I have this snake that I want to rehome. It's that simple. It's that simple. And then we're saving lives. We're saving animals' lives that way. You know, because lots of people, you probably don't even realize, love these animals. Love them as much as I do, and some even more. So please, if you're going to get one of these, realize the commitment, do the research, learn everything you can about this particular animal. As always, I would suggest Dave Kaufman's ball python documentary if you're going to make a commitment like that, and then subscribe to Green Room Pythons so you can learn everything you can about snakes, because Bob is really good at this. So that's what I have to say about that, okay? Because we care about these animals. We want to make sure they end up with the best lives possible. They don't really have much of a choice, right? They're pets. They do what we provide for them. So be caring, be kind. Osiris, I woke him up. So he's a little like, why are you messing with me this morning? What are you doing? Okay, so I have another bumblebee too. Oh, let's talk about these enclosures behind me. Some of you have seen these before. Let's talk about these real quick. My friend Cody from Cody's Exotics and Custom Enclosures makes these enclosures, and they're wonderful PVC enclosures, sliding glass doors here. I know I'm kind of doing an ad for them, right? But some of you see these in the background and are wondering what's going on here. These are all bioactive enclosures. I have my clay balls. We have bugs. You know, we have our isopods and our springtails in there. So I don't have to go in and clean too much. I have, clean urate and a little bit of shed, but mainly my bugs take care of that for me. But Cody, creates these really great enclosures, and this is Herschel's enclosure. He's in this hide. I almost guarantee he's in this hide. Nope. He's in this hide. He's up here. Herschel is my banana pie. He's a big boy too. But let's see. I don't want to disturb him. And up here we have Archimedes, which if you watch the channel for a while, that's my BFF. She's just banana. And I say just banana because banana used to be or coral gold used to be a really popular gene, and it still really is, especially new snake owners. They love the yellow snakes. bumblebees, bananas. Bananas is a very, very popular gene. So it is a very special gene. But I think she's the only single gene, not Mary Jane. Her and Mary Jane are the only single gene snakes that I actually have. So Archimedes has a very, very special place in my heart. I bought her as a very young baby, and um, she was my first snake for this round, if you know my history. Um, but she was my first ball python that I decided, well, I'm going to go back into this again. So, and she's super sweet, and I just, I just love her. I just love her so much. She's just the greatest. She's the greatest. She really is. Um, so yeah, it's Archimedes, and then down here is Handsome Rob. Handsome Rob is a Banana Fire Freeway. Very handsome guy. Very handsome guy. Um, and funny story about that. So I named him Handsome Rob after the Italian Job. Remember him on Italian? Jason Statham on Italian Job is Handsome Rob. So that's where he got his name from, because he's such a beautiful snake. Banana Fire Freeway. Um, and then turn around and um, I find Bob Bledsoe on YouTube, and he's got his boa, which is the only non-python he owns. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know he's got some new snakes recently. Um, that's the only non-python that he owns, because he runs green pythons. And his boa's name is Handsome Dan. So it was kind of funny that I've got Handsome Rob, he's got Handsome Dan. It's great. It's great. This dude is, look at him. He's just trying to super coil around my hands here this morning. It's probably because I woke him up, and he's probably like, dude, this is not cool. This is not how I like to spend my days. This is the first time he's ever been on camera, so it's the first for him. Look at that face. How can you not love that face? Look at his face. He's so sweet. Someone else in the horde has Handsome George. No kidding. I wonder where that is. Oh, I have Gorgeous George. I have a Gorgeous George. Is that what you're thinking? I have a Gorgeous George, and I got his name from Snatch. The boxer in Snatch. We've lost Gorgeous George. I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but one of my favorite movies is Snatch. And that's where I got that from. Gorgeous George is my GHI ball python. And he's wonderful too. I just recently, which is funny because, so when we were in between houses, I don't know if some of you probably know, I had to take some of my snakes and put them in totes and actually put them in a cannabis grow tent. And that's how I housed them and kept them warm in their light cycles and everything. And Gorgeous George, Mary Jane, Marie, Osiris ended up in there. And I want to say there was one more in the tent, but maybe that was just the four there. But I had them in totes and tents. So then when we got this place, right, we moved into our new place, I took them out and put them back in their enclosures that they had before, and they were very, very, very obviously uncomfortable after being in that tight space and being hidden like that, and then to put them back into a larger enclosure that's bioactive and they have lots of things to crawl around on. It kind of freaked them out for a minute. So Gorgeous George has been kind of going through it, So it's probably gonna be a couple weeks before I can bring him back on the show, but just give him some time to adjust and get back to where, he's comfortable again. Mary Jane went right back to, you know, uh, loving her hide. You can tell that she missed her cork and her hide and all that. So she's happy to be back, and Marie too. And Osiris, he went through quarantine and that, so which was perfect timing. He spent about 6 weeks in quarantine, and then I pulled him out, gave him his own enclosure. And at first, I put him in one of these, and he wasn't very comfortable. So then I had to pull him out, give him a small enclosure. Sometimes you got to do that because these guys really like to live in tight spaces. They like to feel like their area is their area, and if it's too big, it can be intimidating to them. So you got to kind of watch. You don't want to go from a 20 gallon to, a 4x2x2 with a very small snake, because it's going to kind of freak them out a little bit. You got to kind of build them up to that. With these, what I did is I set the enclosure up, and then I let them free roam, and I would gradually work them over to what was going to be their new enclosure. I let them crawl around in there, just in the enclosure that was going to be theirs. So then they thought that they were making the choice to be there, which was really cool, and it made it really nice when I did switch them over permanently. They never even skipped a beat. They love them. They love these things. Thanks, Cody, for doing such a great job on these, man. I can't thank you enough. And we're gonna fill the whole entire. We're gonna fill the whole. Here you go. We're gonna fill my whole collection with these for sure. For sure. No, I think there's a bona fide Handsome George. Oh, okay. That's cool. I wonder who that is. I have to figure that out. I haven't been over there in a little while. Things been crazy, but like went out to dinner with Bob and Tinley, and I got to see Dave and Garrett and everybody. So that was really cool. Yes, he does have a website for the enclosures, and he's got a Facebook too, which I find to be very, very easy to get a hold of him on. It's Cody's Exotics and Custom Enclosures. I share his stuff all the time. I tag him and stuff. So if you're on my Facebook, if you're on the Earthbound Facebook, he's tagged in there quite a bit. I talk about him quite a bit on my videos, and one of the Reptile Expo episodes, I actually talk extensively about his enclosures, because Cody's such a great guy. He's got some great animals, got a great collection, and he does such a great job with these, man, that I wish there was a way I could help even more, because the community building, man. Let's see, somebody said something. These are ball pythons, very popular pets. Yeah, very, very popular pets. Oh, this is way easier. Oh, Red Bull Princess. Oh, thanks, Red Bull Princess. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you, man. You too. I hope you have a great, wonderful day, too. It's going to be. I don't know where you're at, but in Michigan here, it has been super bitter cold, lots and lots of snow. Just when it'll warm up just a little bit to melt everything and then slam us again is crazy. But we're starting to warm up. All the snow is melted. The farm out back is all green again. So, and we're supposed to be 60 degrees on Christmas. So I think we're in pretty good shape for now. But it's been a rough start to the winter for sure. Here, buddy. Okay, I'm going to go he is holding on to me very, very, very tight, which means he's really nervous, which is kind of weird. I've never seen him nervous like that before. I think it's you guys. It's definitely you guys, not me. All right, let me go put him back, and we'll see about, maybe we'll get Herschel out for a minute, right? You guys want to see Herschel? Oh, baby, I know. Give me just a second here. Let's go put this guy back. Oh, you left me a present to clean up afterwards. Awesome. Come on, buddy, you gotta climb off. Come on, buddy. There you go. There you go. All right. So the other thing I do is I never make my snakes, I never push them off of me. I never make them get off me. I always wait for them to climb off, because I just think they probably like that better, I would think, than being rushed off. Let's see if we can move a couple things here. Let's see about getting Herschel out. Come here, Hirsch. Oh, I know, buddy. You're probably sleeping. See, here's Herschel. He's gonna be really shy for a minute here until he figures out what's going on. So that's the other thing you have to know about ball pythons is they're very, very slow thinking in the way they process their thoughts. You know, very, because it takes them a minute to understand what's going on. They have to gather the information. They have to, with their sight, then they have to smell. And when you just change their environment like that, kind of freaks them out a little bit. Herschel here has been real reclusive. And he just came off a hunger strike. He hadn't eaten in, I don't know, 5 months. It had been since he took a meal. And he just came off his hunger strike. So that's a good sign. Sounds like he likes the new place. So he's been out hunting, kind of looking around these last few nights for a rat. So I'm going to try to feed him later today. Let's put him up here. Maybe you guys can get a good look at it. Now, look at the position he's in. See, he's a little tense. See, it's not a striking position. He's just keeping his head protected. See? So, a lot of people ask about, is that striking position? No, it's not. So, let's see Herschel. Herschel's ready to breed, but I'm not ready to breed him yet. The female I want to pair him with is not ready to be bred. So, I think that's why he went on a hunger strike. I think he's ready to do something, and I haven't given him a female to be with yet, so I think he's a little mad. He went through for the 5 months he was on his hunger strike, he would come out and turn his hides over and buck the stuff around and move stuff around in his enclosure like entire decorations. He took this stick here and tore it down, and it was laying like back over, crushing a plant. I had to put this cork right here so he couldn't, I don't know if you can see this hide down here. Right there. Right and there. Right there. But I had to put this piece of cork up here because he kept moving it around. And then he'd be coiled in this corner. He'd be coiled in the corner like the hide was still there because that's his comfortable temperature zone. But he was just throwing a fit the whole time. So it's striking beautiful. That's nice. But yeah, he was throwing a fit. It was kind of comical, And I'm like, dude, I'm not breeding you. I'm not gonna breed you. You're not ready yet. Well, he's ready, obviously, but his partner isn't. So she's got about another 500 grams before she's ready to go. And I'll tell you what that pairing's gonna be when time comes. But you can see he's even still got a bit of an attitude. See how fast he's trying to climb off of me? He's still like, no, dude. No. And if you've seen Herschel in previous episodes and previous live streams, he just chills. He's just hanging out all the time. And he has not been that way. See, he's a little more head shy lately. He wants a lot less to do with me than he did before. So that's, he's not like gonna strike me or anything like that. So he's just irritated. I mean, wouldn't you be? If you couldn't get none? I would be. I'd be a little irritated. I don't know if I'd go off of food, though. Alright, that's a little weird. Here, buddy. So let's show him what your body looks like. Here you go. He's a beautiful banana pied. I love him so much. I do. And the cool thing about pieds, banana pieds, I always kind of thought was just a cool bonus thing. But like, bananas get, okay, so everybody else calls them freckles. I call them banana seeds. These little freckles. I call them banana seeds because I think it's cuter. And it's, I try to make snakes break that myth that they're evil and they're, super aggressive and they'll bite you. I try to break that. So I try to use things like banana seeds. Anyways, it's banana seeds because he's pied, he has this white. That's what makes him a pied. But his banana seeds will never go on that white. The genes he has will never let the banana seeds end up on his white. Only on these yellow. Only on his yellow. That's it. I just think that's a cool feature about banana pies. I caught a snake one time and showed my friend in a wheelchair. He got up and ran with a broke leg. Well, that's because we've been told all this false information about snakes. That's why most people are scared of snakes. So, let's see. You guys want to see another snake? Herschel wants to go back into his enclosure. Let's see if let's see if we can just get him to crawl right on it, man. Here you go, buddy. Yeah, see, he doesn't want nothing to do with me today. He's usually a very, very sweet boy. But this, so what I'm doing, let me just say, this is a good way to put your snake back. You know, you don't want to just pop them back in the enclosure. You don't want to, like, mess with their tail while they're going away from you. We'll talk about tail training a little bit more at another time. But I like to just, like, let them crawl in there. And then sometimes you got to let them know that you're still here. You know, but I try not to scare them. I just try to get them in their enclosure and let them do. Giving your snake its own autonomy is very, very, very important. I feel like it's very important. It gives your snake the, I don't want to say illusion, but it lets it think it has its own, it can make its own decisions still, so it doesn't feel captivated and held down or forced into anything. So those are the types of things I think when I'm handling my snakes. Yeah, let's see here. How about Handsome Rob? You guys want to see Handsome Rob real quick? We got a few minutes left. Let's get Handsome Rob out. He's a little tense too, but again, it's been breeding season, and I actually bred him this season. I actually bred this guy. Let's get him out here. Here's Handsome Rob. Banana Fire Freeway. He's a very beautiful snake. He's got purple and yellow. And then he's got this cool freeway stripe down the side here. And his fire, I don't know if you can see it on camera. You're cold, buddy. Why are you leaning on the cold side? Okay, so here's his tail. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that white on his tail there? So that's the fire, right? And obviously the banana is all this yellow that he has. But look at this guy. He's a beautiful, beautiful snake. I love taking pictures of him. And he's been this way since I started breeding him. You know, he's been really clammy, and, you know, I don't think he's mad. I think he's just ready to go back and be with the female again, honestly. They get like that. So if you take them out too early, they'll throw a fit. The males they'll throw a fit. The females are a lot like humans, and they act like whatever. You know, I know. Mary Jane's like, whatever, you're in here, you're not, it doesn't matter to me, you know. But your males will get mad. They'll just start bucking stuff around, like, oh, Herschel was because I wouldn't pair him up with anybody. So, yeah. But this guy got mated, and I mated him with Mary Jane. So we're hoping to get some graveling, some asphalts out of that. And we're still working on, I'm not sure if she's pregnant yet, but we're still working on it. So wish us luck in that endeavor. A lot of people say, hey man, don't breed that spider gene. There's a lot of mixed opinions about, because Mary Jane is a spider. There's a lot of mixed opinions about that. But me personally, I think spiders make probably one of the greatest pets as far as ball pythons go. And here's my reasoning. My reasoning is this, sorry buddy. snakes with the spider gene in them, they do have that tendency for that neurological issue, right? But all the spiders, all the snakes that I've held with the spider gene that do have these neurological issues, they tend to hold on tighter, and they curl on you a little closer. They stay coiled a little more because they have trouble distinguishing up, down, left, right, so on and so forth. So they want to stay on something that they know they can trust to be there. You know what I mean? And so they tend to, I don't want to say cuddle because snakes don't cuddle, but for a human, it would seem like your snake is trying to be closer to you. And if you're just a random snake owner, you might think that that snake is being very personal with you. And it feels like it is, even if it's not. Even if you're like me, I know Mary Jane is not trying to be super personal. I know she doesn't love me. She's not doing anything to satisfy me, but it provides this, it makes me feel like there's this relationship between us that may or may not be there, but she coils tighter. She wants, it feels like, she feels more like a pet, I guess. Yeah, Clint, if you don't know who Clint Reptiles, he has a great video about breeding spiders. He really does. And he's got kind of the same take I do, I think, if I remember correctly. If I know I've seen him speak on it before, but same thing. Like, I just think spiders make, for the average ball python owner, it's gonna feel like more of a pet than probably any other breed. So, or any other gene. So, but it's aesthetics too. There's a lot goes in when you're choosing what kind of snake you want, and what genes you want, and what you want your snake to look like. So, but they're all different. They all have their own personalities. Um, let's see here. Do we have any questions? Hey, Rob, Alabama, Ethan. Let's see. Good morning. I hope everyone has a great, wonderful day. Okay, and Zara. So we didn't miss any. I didn't miss any comments, I don't think. Man, this has been a pretty good soft return, I think. I didn't see Sonya today, so I'm going to text her. I wonder if she's here. But it's been a pretty good return, I think. I know it's been a while, guys, and I'm sorry that we just had to stop doing a live stream. I apologize. I promise I thought about you all every week, and it was just I just didn't have the capacity to do that at the time. But we're back. We'll be here every week. We're gonna keep doing this. I'm working on some new episodes. We get the new office set up, so I have a space to do so, and it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great. I'm not going. Yep. I think Uganda is out of the cards for me this time. We tried, but there's more. There's more herping opportunities. I'm always, I talk to those guys like you guys talk to those guys, so it'll be, we'll get around to it, and we'll bring some more educational opportunities. Like I said, I got the Edward Lowe Foundation thing coming up soon, so we'll get to it, man. That'd be great. Bring lots more education. Anyways, we're about on our hour here. My son sent you here. Okay, cool. Right on. I don't know what son. I got four. I got four sons, so I don't know which one. I don't know if this is Jacob, Devin. I'm not sure. No, they don't bite. I mean, they can. I've been bitten several times by snakes, and it's just it's. I'll probably hear me say this 1,000 times. It's nothing like being bit by a cat or a dog or even a rat. Ball pythons have like hypodermic needle teeth, so when they bite, it it's piercing the skin. It's not breaking the skin. There's a big difference when an animal's teeth breaks your skin and when it pierces the skin, right? It's very it's not painful at all. It feels like a scratch. I mean, um, it's really just kind of cute, you know, when they bite you. But again, ball pythons only strike in defense or when they're eating. That's it. So if they strike, they think they're going to be eaten. And they're scared. That's it. And um, or if you smell like a rat, don't smell like a rat. So that's my takeaway for being bitten by a ball python. It doesn't suck. It's pretty non-invasive at all, and generally they don't bite. No. These snakes are well socialized and won't bite. Right? Yes, exactly. Yep, I socialize all my snakes, and they're used to, you know, they tongue flick my face, and it's really cool when they give you eyelash kisses. And you might think I'm weird for it, but I mean, when you get something, it's quite an accomplishment. When you get something that is designed to be alone, to kind of like you, to kind of trust you, to build that relationship, and that's what's one of the rewarding things about owning snakes. I think. Same thing with most exotics, right? They're usually loners. A lot of them, you know, my bearded dragon is the same way. They're loners. They can be a little more aggressive than snakes, but even then, they're not. They're not, and they have their own personalities. So, I mean, you know, my best piece of advice would be, you know, learn as much as you can, because maybe you're missing out on something that you never knew you wanted. You know. So, I think that about wraps us up this week. We're a little over this week, and we're a little over this week, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm gonna wind down here, and next week we'll be doing this again every week. Candy, yeah, I did see that. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm not sure which son. Like I said, I got four sons, so I got a lot of sons. But welcome to the channel. Um, Unfortunately, we're right at the end of our live stream this week. We do this live stream every week. If you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, let me do that part. I always feel so shameful when I telling people to like my channel and hit the subscribe button. It seems so cliche, but I watch talk for. I know, but I have to limit myself on the time that I spend doing this. You know, as much as I would love to sit here and talk about snakes all day and just keep bringing more snakes out and showing you different snakes and talking about, like, dude, I could do this all day. I could just go make another cup of coffee. Oh, look, by the way, I got my snake cup this week too. Yeah, it's a Starbucks snake cup. I could do this all day, you know. My second son sent me. So that, you mean Caleb? That would be my third son. But I think you mean Caleb.
If you exclude the stepson from the second.
So that feels so strange. Yes, it does feel so strange. It does. But, you know, if I could do this for a living, like some of my friends do, that would be pretty cool. And even if I don't, you know, connecting with people and educating them about these animals is my ultimate goal, right? I really want people to understand that owning a snake or a lizard or anything like that is so much different than owning I mean, it's the same, right? But it provides a different relationship than what a dog or a cat provides, I guess. And people don't look at them as the same types of pets when they are. You know, I mean, everybody has different characteristics. Cats aren't loyal, dogs are, right? That's kind of the takeaway with cats and dogs. Cats are not very loyal, dogs are. Cats will rather stick to a house. If you move, they'd rather stay at the house that they're used to than to move with you. That's just how they are. Dog, completely opposite. So same, different characteristics with owning these guys too. But I mean, I would recommend it for anybody who has the time and the patience to take care of these guys. There's a lot of ball pythons out there in the market. There's a lot of snakes out there in the market. They're looking for great homes. And like I said, if you're thinking about buying a snake, go learn as much as you can before you buy it. I know your impulse makes you want to run right out and get it, but go learn everything you can first. You'll be much happier, and so will your snake. Okay? So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We'll be back next Sunday with another live stream at 9 a.m. And I love being back and missed you guys so much. So much. I've been very absent and hoping to change that. So I love you guys, man. Thanks. And everybody have a good week. Come back, ask more questions next week. Let's talk about your snakes. Let's talk about some of the things you want to talk about, and hopefully have a great time. All right. Until then, stay a while, but keep your feet on the ground. Take care, everybody.